What is going on, YouTube? I am Germ here. Today we have a little bit different story to talk about. This is actually a pretty random, pretty weird, but pretty interesting and hilarious story to talk about as well that actually did happen this past weekend of Phreak calling out G2, calling out Grabbz, Nelson, Mickey, getting in beef with Grabbz. I mean, this was just so weird, and I actually have a lot to say about this, and I actually did see that a lot of other people were kind of covering this and talking about this as well, so I did want to share my thoughts and opinions because, one, I just wanted to let you guys know that this does exist in case you didn't, but then it also brings up some interesting points. I think there is some interesting, funny discussion, and I just like, making these change of pace videos every once in a while. We have a lot of, rumors and serious type discussions and analyzing games and everything, and sometimes you just need some beef, some trash talk, some random drama, some stuff that really doesn't even make sense. Phreak and G2 drama, two things that couldn't be further from each other apart, but that's what we're going to be talking about today. Definitely drop a like if you guys do enjoy this video. I'd appreciate it so much, and subscribe to stay up to date on all of my latest content. I think like 60 to 65% of you guys are not subscribed, so help me run those numbers up. I'd appreciate it a ton. With that being said, here we go. So G2 played Fnatic this weekend. For those of you that don't know, they drafted Pantheon support, I believe, with the last pick in the entire draft, when they had seen Fnatic's whole comp, and a lot of people, even at the time, the casters were kind of like, Pantheon's probably not a great pick here. I don't really see how this works. This is going to be interesting. Good luck. You're drafting a lot of melee champions into Taric, and then, G2 just kind of gets rolled, and it was really weird, and it's just kind of funny because, obviously, there's all these memes about, like, Grabbz drafts and all this stuff, and just about drafts in general are always a really contentious point. And yeah, I don't know, it's kind of funny that even like casters at the time were like, what is this draft? What is going on? And Phreak, calling that out, maybe not the weirdest thing, immediately after the game, maybe it's funny, but what was so weird is Phreak tweeted this out after LCS. He tweeted this out at 6 p.m. my time, so this was like hours after this game. So this really came out of nowhere. This was very surprising. Everyone was just kind of like, Phreak, what is going on, dude? What is up? But I thought it was funny, so I did like it. He tweeted at Grabbz, Nelson, and Mickey. He said, so which one of you decided to counterpick yourself by playing Panth into Taric? And Grabbz' response, kind of funny, kind of getting some likes, obviously just poking fun at NA, a very easy joke to make. He said the one that watched more of your region. Don't really know what who he's talking about, but kind of funny, got a lot of likes, obviously 1,200 likes, pretty good, ratioed Phreak, that's always, gonna be a success. But, yeah, just kind of weird, and everyone was like, oh, what's going on? But then this turned into a whole thread, and I think it is weird, obviously, Phreak calling him out randomly, weird, especially because Phreak is a guy who, just a couple of weeks ago called out Captain Flowers for being like, hey, man, don't be flaming the champion design team. How about compliment the players for playing well? He's this guy who, like, kind of fake positivity, but he's also, like, savage Phreak now. I don't know. He's constantly going back and forth between, like, roasting people, calling people out, and then trying to be, like, way too positive and calling people out for, like, negativity and stuff. Super weird. Don't really know what Phreak's brand or identity or anything is at this point. I think he just likes getting in drama. I think he has a big ego. I think he's pretty fragile, and this is just kind of his thing now. But also it's just weird because Grabbz is like a coach on what's trying to be one of the top teams in the world. Phreak is just an analyst, so this is weird. But anyway, so Phreak responds with, looking for ways to finally beat the LPL. I'll give you this one for free. Try having a winning bot lane. And like, I don't know, not that great of a response. And Grabbz said, I could draft like I currently do, and we would still beat your top team in 17 minutes while you were casting. And like, yes, again, another funny, like, dig at the LCS, but again, Phreak is just a caster. Phreak's not a coach. Phreak's not a team. So, like, these don't really have anything to do with Phreak, and I think it is a kind of a weird defense. Like, again, gets a lot of likes. If you say EU good, NA bad, you say that on Reddit, you say that on Twitter, whatever, you get a ton of likes, but also, it's Grabbz kind of being defensive and butthurt, too. It's like Grabbz, not really having any good comebacks, just saying, oh, yeah, I draft bad, but I still, with bad drafts, I can beat you. Like, okay, Grabbz, you are the coach. The only thing you're doing is maybe setting your team up and then drafting. So, like, you're just saying that even though I suck at my job, my team is still better than an LCS team? Like, that's weird. That also has nothing to do with your draft at all. So I don't get that. I get he's able to farm likes pretty easy, but I didn't think that was that good of a response. This, I honestly thought was a really underrated response from Phreak. He said, you draft like you currently do, and you'll sit in Berlin all year saying, yeah, but I could beat an LCS team, trust me. And I think that's hilarious. Just the picture of Grabbz sitting at home, not making it to Worlds, just tweeting at Phreak saying, hey, I could beat an LCS team. That's a super good, bro. Like, that is a good comeback. Again, I think Phreak is so in the wrong here. I think Phreak started this out of nowhere for no reason. I think it probably is even things that he would be against. I'm surprised he hasn't deleted these tweets, honestly. It seems like he was just bored, trying to get in some drama, wanting some attention, something. But this is a good one. I did like this tweet because this is funny. And in every joke, there is some truth. And G2 didn't make it to MSI. G2 struggling a little bit in summer. There's some good teams in the LEC all of a sudden. Misfits is in first place. Vitality's an up-and-coming team. Rogue's good. Mad Lion's good. You assume G2 is going to make it to Worlds, but G2 was only third in the spring, and they only have 3 seeds this year. G2, are they going to be better than they were in spring? You hope, you assume, but there's some other teams that are going to be better than they were in the spring as well, and it's just kind of funny, and maybe Grabbz, maybe G2, maybe some of their players will start feeling the pressure that, maybe this team might not make it to Worlds. I assume they will. I think they are going to. I think they'll rebound well, but like Yanko said, a lot of the teams in the LEC are getting better. G2 really hasn't been getting better anymore. They've kind of plateaued. I don't know if G2 is getting worse or if they've just peaked, but they're not head and shoulders above these other LEC teams anymore. They can't just sandbag the regular season and flip that switch in the playoffs. They tried to do that last split, and it didn't work. So this is funny. I think this probably hit Grabbz in a little bit of a soft spot because I think they're kind of feeling some pressure right now. And he said, at least you accept that your only relevance comes from when EU teams try to stay relevant. I have respect for your ability to cast while the region you love is at best a laughing stock to anyone who takes League seriously. And again, that's just another NA bad, which again has nothing to do with Phreak. I wish he would have came back at Phreak a little bit more or roasted Phreak a little bit, not just say, oh, Phreak, the region that you cast is bad. Okay, that doesn't really have anything to do with Phreak, and you've already said that 3 times, and then Phreak does kind of call him out. He said, draft poorly, yeah, but LCS is bad, good on you, Grabbz. And again, this is a good response, because yes, this is exactly what is happening. Grabbz is doing bad. He's having a bad split, he had a bad draft. I would even argue that Grabbz had a bad spring, and I've made videos saying that I think potentially Grabbz will be replaced this next offseason, that maybe Grabbz is not the best guy for G2's head coaching job. And instead of being like, yeah, our bad, yes, that was a terrible draft, yeah, I inted, yeah, my bad, take some responsibility, his only comeback is just LCS bad. And again, great, if G2's better in the LCS, and if that's their goal for the year, awesome, but I think G2 has a little bit higher expectations. I think they have a little bit higher goals. I think if LCS is as bad as Grabbz is saying, that they really shouldn't even be on their radar. But again, Cloud9, they actually made it to MSI. They beat Damwon. They beat RNG. They played some close games while G2 was sitting at home, watching. And that's just kind of funny to me. And he said, this ends with Phreak. I respect you too much to just fire without remorse. Again, I wish he would have, but I get why he doesn't. There's no point in just getting in this back and forth on Twitter. Who knows in the casting team? Who knows who in the casting team gets benched for personal reasons because your ego got hurt? I'd be happy to talk you through drafting at Worlds when you'll go back to cheer for EU for a chance at a Western title. Now, this is a great response from Grabbz because, yes, all NA fans turn into EU fans when it's time for a Western title all of a sudden. That's hilarious. I definitely do that myself. And he also said, who knows who in the casting team gets benched for personal reasons because your ego got hurt. Now, I do not know what he's talking about here, and that's actually a little bit surprising because I'm usually on top of this stuff. I love the spice. I love the drama. I wish I knew who he was talking about, but this is something really, really spicy, and I wish I knew who he was talking about, what was going on and what this situation was. But I completely believe it because this does seem like something would happen, that Phreak, he has so much seniority at Riot, he has so much control, he has so much power, he probably can do a lot of things that he wants. Somebody got benched for personal reasons, and it was having something to do related to Phreak. If anybody knows, definitely let me know. But man, Grabbz getting him back a little bit there, and then Phreak having no response, kind of ending this whole discussion, was just really, really hilarious to me. This first tweet from Phreak coming out of nowhere and turning into this whole big long thread that kind of had everybody talking, I thought was hilarious. I thought was funny. I wanted to share it with you guys. That is pretty much it for this video today, guys. Definitely drop a like if you did enjoy it. Leave a comment down below. Who do you think won this little exchange? Was it Phreak? Was it Grabbz? Or was it all of us for just getting to be a part of it and getting to witness it? Definitely subscribe, stay up to date on the latest content. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace!